There's a lot more that's required in a residential home than it would be in commercial. Commercial, they want to make sure that you have a showroom window, right? You got to have so many 200 watts per square foot. You can have an outside sign if somebody ever has one, so you have to run a circuit over there for that, circuit for the showroom windows. If you have something outside, you got a back door, you have to have a light, kind of like what a residential is. But after that, it gets a little not sketchy. You got to have lighting, depending on what you want. But as many outlets, you don't have that. In a commercial, residential, you have to have. Commercial, you don't.
Yeah, can you say YouTube?
Okay, that's good.
Can you say YouTube?
Commercial, okay, if there's one there, okay. If not, it's all right too.
Yeah.
I mean, really, commercial, what do you? You're not going to use your electric shaver. I know some guys here who charge their phone. You're in there trying to charge their phone. But otherwise, no. You don't have to. Some guys do it for convenience. I guess they figure if they have to do some work in there. But if we do it, then it has to be by the basin somewhere. So 3 feet within that basin, it's going to be an outlet there. It's going to be TFI protected. Anything within 6 feet of a sink or a tub, if you have a wet bar, all of a sudden, you know, if you got a little bar and you got a little sink there, 6 feet, TFI. Now, if it's built underneath and you got a little wine cooler there, or a little refrigerator here, that plug in the back does not have to be TFI protected because it's not readily accessible, right? It's going to be behind the equipment. But if it's right here visible, TFI. If we had a counter in the kitchen and all of a sudden we stopped here and there's a plug here, if it's, as long as it's 6 feet away from it, it does not have to be TFI. Plugs not on the counter and not within 6 feet of that sink doesn't have to be TFI. But there's a lot more rules and regulations for that than there are for commercial. Okay. Commercial, basically, guys buy these malls or the strip malls, and they divide it up. They say, listen, I want to put 6 stores, and they say, I want it as big as this area here. And if you were an insurance company, you say, yeah, well, I'm going to give you a panel. I'm going to give you a 100 amp panel. You know, coming in with a 400 amp service or a 600 amp service, and I'm going to feed each one of these units. I can give 200 amps if I want. Depends what you feel you want in there. What kind of mall? Where you're putting it? You know, are you going to be putting a deli in there? Maybe you might have to do a little bit more. But if it's just an office, you know, a couple of tables, a couple of phones, you know, you're selling insurance, you know, selling a dream, you know, you don't need it, right? You know. And sometimes we can put petitions up. We can put petitions to that wall. Now, when you do a commercial building, it's all open until somebody moves in. When they move in, they may have the power there. They hire electricians. They hire carpenters to come in. They start putting walls up, sheetrock, whatever. When you're going to take out a lease, if you want to do all the construction work, I mean, if you have a company, now everything has to be on a permit or something like that. You just can't go in there and start putting up walls and run electrical. Electrician's got to walk in the permit out. The service is already there. That part is there. But they have to make sure it's inspected. Make sure the electronic equipment is off. All the service is already there. All we're going to do, and remember, there's going to be a little bit more things. We're going to have emergency lights. We're going to have exits. You know. An inspector is going to come in. He's going to make sure that there's 2 accessible ways out of the building. The back door, front door, 2 doors over here. They may require certain ordinances and certain codes for the walls. You may want soundproofing. You don't want to be able to hear the people next door. Like these walls are basically soundproof. Okay, so it's soundproof between here and here, but listen, the noise can travel over. I mean, this is a big plenum. This thing extends just like in the shop. You got 22 feet from here to the ceiling. Okay. And that's where they mostly build stuff. Well, let's say you're the landlord, right? There's a need, so he can make this warehouse. warehouse, right? If you want to. So, schooling building, somebody built it with the understanding that the school might come in here, but how did the school move down? Now what do I have? If I put it in here and all I have is 10-foot ceilings, I'm limited, right? I mean, if you want to, you get a structural engineer here, we could probably put another floor on here, right? There is, if you look at the low voltage, you go in there, there's an office up above there. You know, so you can do what you want. You got more capability of working with this. Because it's already built, you can put a second floor, right? Once you limit yourself, you limit yourself, you know, so you might as well go a little bit bigger. Now, if a place like Porter and Chester wants to move in, there's a, I haven't really seen the one at Brantford. I've never gone there. And I went to Rocky Hill. Rocky Hill was a big Ames store. I guess it was Ames up there. They did have one down the road. It was something like a strip mall, but they needed more capacity. So they bought when Ames moved down, so those big stores that had a lot of room, a lot of area, they bought it. Now they put the school in there. It's huge. You know, I mean, you got classrooms all over, because now they started dividing it up. They got water in the back. You know, they got everything.
What's up, you?
They got everything they want. So they had to put a couple of bay doors, a couple of extras in the back. Gentlemen. So, for them, the landlord bought it. The school signs a lease, right? They probably tell them what they want generally, you know what I'm saying? And then they go from there. Now, if you get with them, you know, in the beginning, let's say the landlord, whoever he is, says, listen, I'll furnish the wall with outlets as needed, and I'll put in drop ceilings with lights in it. I'll pay for all that if I wish to. Or you as the school will pay for it. Work it out. You know, we'll pay for it now, or we'll do this, we'll set it up. Now, since then, the school has made other classrooms. Those two classrooms down the hall, everybody know what the drafting classroom is?
Yeah.
You know what low voltage is? You know, on the other side was nursing. That was all drafting. They cut it in half one time, and then they went back and cut it again. The demands of the school, probably the largest campus. We just graduated. I was just going to say, just graduated 120 something students last night. Okay. So, you know, you guys were replacing 120 something.
Okay.
This is the largest campus out of all the schools. We went to one school up in Walburn, up in Massachusetts. What a beautiful facility. I mean, I gotta tell you, they just don't have any students. And they don't have any students yet. You know, they had a little shop. They had a couple of little booths, you know, that was it. A couple of little industrial little things. We got 12 in right off the bat. They got like 6 here and 6 over there. You know, here's this beautiful school. We got transformers sitting on the floor. We don't even have a room. We had a meeting, they brought all the schools in there in one big room. We didn't even fill half of them. There were probably 600 instructors or something like that. They're all the teachers and educational people. Unbelievable. But landlord does it, puts what's needed in here. Maybe the communication telephone company, they have somebody come in for the needs. They maybe want these to have phones in every room. Probably not necessary, really. So they took them out later on. Now, for us, we need a projector. So I think a lot of the students actually put that up. And the other school, I think the only other building, maybe, they don't own this, they lease it. So they probably lease it for 5 or 10 years, so the guy's good for the money. 5, 10 years, right?
On my social.
So, good for him. But, the Port of Chester decided to move out and go somewhere else. Guess what? The next person that comes in will do anything they want. They don't want to make it a warehouse, they'll gut it right out, right? Knocking down these walls take nothing. We got these beams going up 22 feet, so if you wanted to put storage here, if you wanted to put a second floor on it, make it a medical building, if you wish, then you might have to think about an elevator or something like that, you know? But otherwise, because there are a lot of disability acts that fall into it, you know what I'm saying? We have to provide disabled, like the bathroom has that light in it, that allows install certain things. Formulas have to be different. Gentlemen, please. You done with your testing? All right, so we'll go off break and then we'll come back and we'll start talking about the orange book. So bring your orange book. Huh?
Orange book.
We supposed to bring those today?
What?
We supposed to bring that orange book today?
Yeah, well, you don't have yours.
Well, you don't have it?
Yeah, I know. Yeah, right.
We ever use it?
Not yet. I haven't used it since I've been here.